What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Jonathan Hickman's G.O.D.S. This will be issue number 2. Now, in issue number 1, we really got an introduction to Winn and all of the little counterparts that have some kind of play in this whole grand scheme of things. What we saw was the powers that be, and then the natural order of things. These are two of the forces that shape all of existence. Their mortal avatars and apprentices roam the earth. They work together in an ancient truth, an uneasy alliance of science and magic. We have Winn, the avatar of the powers that be, and then we have Aiko, a centaur of the natural order of things. Once they had been married, but now they find themselves working on opposite sides, if you will. And for those of you that aren't really sure on who these people are, there is a little bit of a data page here, just letting us know who the people are, who the players are, what they represent. These little data pages are always helpful, especially when we're diving into new comics, new characters, and we have a lot of them that are introduced. But this issue has a lot of promise, and we're gonna dive into exactly who the Centaur are, what they represent, and what they are about to face on the horizon. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into issue number 2, we are picking up at the House of Ranks and Members. This is home of the Centum. We pick up with Dr. Circla, the second Centaur of the natural order of things. He is telling Aiko that he has spoken to God, and they are not pleased. Not since the natural order of things negotiated their current compact and retreated from the battlefield of reality. Not since then has the Centum found itself in such a fragile state. They have lost half of their numbers. The Centum is weak, and as they are weak, so is their god. But he also goes on to say that Babylon event from the last issue, their god doesn't believe it was an isolated or random occurrence. After doing simulations in fast-time universes, the results suggest that this could have been a premeditated move by other gods, and those other gods using unforeseen means. This is when Aiko goes on to say that are we really married to using the word God, especially when they know that this is really just super consciousness scaling in tandem with an ever-expanding universe, thinking that the word God is a little bit antiquated these days. But this is when the god takes over the Doctor, speaking through him. The god says that we see many events, other Babylons, other summers. They see blood and chaos. They see the hand of oblivion. The god commands them to gather strength, gather numbers, and gather minions. After seeing this, she says, I guess God still works, asking the second if he is okay. He's a little bit mad that the gods had to do that to prove something to her. But in her mind, she had to make sure that the gods were still listening, and that this wasn't the second just saying that the gods are working through him when they really aren't. She needed to confirm that this was in fact the will of this god. And the 19th, he agrees. They have to keep their eyes open. They need to make sure that nobody is playing them, not even one of their own. But the natural order of things has spoken, and all agree that they must do what they are told. This is what takes us to the Sanctum. We pick up with Dr. and Clea Strange, as well as Winn and Dimitri. We have Dr. Strange who is doing a spell on Cubis' core, demanding that he show him true self. As all observe, we see something happen to him. He says that we need to wake up, that they must stop this slumber, that they need the box. With Winn saying, are you really sure that you want to follow this road, Dr. Strange? Because Dr. Strange said that he was willing to follow this path wherever it leads. Clea says that she wants no part of this. Dr. Voodoo says that he's got other obligations, and Wong, he also dips out as well. And so this leaves Winn, Dimitri, and Dr. Strange to investigate whatever this may be. At Columbia University, we have Aiko that is setting down a card for this random young woman. It doesn't say anything, but it does have a number. We can assume that this is their attempts at doing some recruiting, adding some more bodies to their ranks. And so while we get a small introduction to this college student that looks like she's about to be recruited, we pick back up with Dr. Strange and the others. Kubik's mind has been reduced to that of a child, but one thing that we know about children is that instinctually they know how to find their way home. And so opening up a portal, he tells G.O.D.S to show us the way to your home. And with the portal taking them there, they find themselves in Athens, Georgia. G.O.D.S says that he is waking up and it is almost over, crawling over to a small box. For when this confirms the situation that they are dealing with. But Dr. Strange has never seen one of these boxes before, but he does know what it is, and he does know who it belongs to. This box is what is referred to as a Skinner box, or a conditioning chamber. It is used to observe and program the behavior of the subject contained within. This one is particularly and made specifically designed to re-educate higher order magicians and scientists. This is the construct of the mad avatar of Lord Chaos and Master Order. This box belongs to the in-betweener. With G.O.D.S core crawling back inside, we pick up with the young girl that was being recruited. Her name is Maya. After some night out with some friends, she follows the card. It leads her to a library. It leads her to a very specific book. That is where Ayako shows up. And we have a gateway that opens up behind this door case. It opens up into the library, the real one. What is known as a library of worlds. She tells Maya that there is an unseen order to the universe, but most live a life that is truly removed from its understanding. But there are those specific people that don't have to live without ever touching or understanding what this is. People like Maya, that they have other options. She tells her that she is part of the Centaur, one of 100 in the Centum. For lack of a better term, this is what this universe calls science. Maya, she is on the other end of that spectrum, a creature, again for lack of a better word, magic. They spend almost every important moment of their lives studying magic from the perspective of science. If allowed, she would like to observe, follow, and document Maya to guide her change. Of course, Maya has no idea how she feels about any of this, asking which way the door is because she does have to get back and start studying, asking why you want to watch me and what do you get out of it. All she tells her is that she has knowledge that would help her along her journey. She could tell her a multitude of things, but what she gets out of this is a life that she is not confused by or ashamed of, and for the first time she can actually be herself. While she sits on all of this information, she goes back to her dorm, she talks to a friend, she lays down for the night, but she finds herself back at this library, and Aiko is here waiting for her. As they make their way through the hallways, she tells Maya that I want to offer you everything that I know about magic. She wants to watch as Maya grows, to observe everything that she is. But she also lets Maya know that I will not help you along the way, that I will share knowledge I have. But in this world, you will either sink or you will swim. Asking her what it'll be, we see the doorway open up once more, and her and Maya walk through. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Now, this one wasn't hugely action-packed or anything like that, but it was very informational. We learned a lot about the Centaur, about what they do and how they do it. It appears that this girl Maya has the possibility of being some kind of magician. It's possible that they are playing her to get her on their side for the war that is yet to come. They were told to prepare, to gather their forces and gather their minions. Whether Maya is going to be a force for the Centaur or something else, we don't know yet. But what we do know is that they are playing their cards, they are gathering their forces, and they are preparing. When it comes to Wynn and Dr. Strange, they have just had a huge reveal. Like detectives, they have been tracking down who is responsible for doing this to G.O.D.S core. And we have learned that this is the in-betweener. And this is actually pretty cool because in a most recent comic, I believe we have seen the In-Betweener recently. I think it was Scarlet Witch, which we're gonna get caught up on issues 9 and 10 of that here relatively soon. But the In-Betweener is an agent for the being Master Order and Lord Chaos. But his loyalty is also usually to himself, an incarnation of balance and duality. It has even been theorized that the In-Betweener is a metaphysical counterpart of Galactus. What this tells us is this is going to open things up to a much grander scale. We've heard of the group known as the Creators, a group of sorcerers that really orchestrated the fabric of everything. So this story, this new comic, this title, Gods, it has a lot of promise. You know, Jonathan Hickman said that he was going to turn the Marvel landscape of gods and magic and all of this upside down. So we're gonna see what he brings to the table. But these little hints, this makes me very excited, and it really is promising to see what Jonathan Hickman is going to introduce to the Marvel landscape. While this issue wasn't hugely impactful, it definitely was informational. It gave us a lot of knowledge, a lot of understanding on how all of this is operating. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with this series, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.